Solving multi-step equations. This is a review of day 2 to prep for your final exam. In this lesson, students will review how to solve multi-step equations to prepare for their final exam. To prepare for what? So let's look at the top of page 2. We're doing number 17. And we see some parentheses. What do parentheses tell you to do? They tell you to multiply, right? So when there's a coefficient, which is a 3, outside of parentheses, we need to do what? Hold your finger in the air, say distribute, multiply. Do it again. Distribute, multiply. So it's really important that everybody makes this little wave, which is this distribution showing we're going to do 3 times 3b and then 3 times 3. So what's 3 times 3b? Just do 3 times 3 and put a b attached to it. It's going to be 9b. Good. And then what is 3 times 3? 3 times 3 is just 9, yeah? And that's going to equal 36. So because now we have a 9 in front of the b, it means this is going to take 2 steps to solve this equation. So we're going to make 1t. We can circle 9b. Look at the number next to it is positive 9. What's the opposite of positive 9? Negative 9. So positive 9, negative 9 makes 0. Bring down 9b. So 9b is going to equal 36 minus 9. What is that? We're just working with positive numbers here. It's 27. Good job. All right. Then we're going to divide both sides by the number or the coefficient in front of b, which is 9. So just tell me what 27 divided by 9 is. What's 27 divided by 9? It's 3. Very good. Okay, let's look at number 19. It says 5 plus 2n plus 5n equals negative 16. So when we see 2 variable terms on the same side of an equation, okay, we need to put them together. What do we call that? We call it combine like terms. What do we call it? Combine like terms. So we can underline the terms 2n and 5n and combine like terms, in this case using addition, right? So what is 2n plus 5n? It's 7n. Now let's bring down these constant terms, which is going to be 5 plus equals negative 16. Okay, so 5 plus 7n equals negative 16. Now we can solve this 2-step equation by making a t. You can circle 7n. What is the opposite of positive 5? It's negative 5, both sides. Bring down 7n. Now 7n is going to be equal to negative 16 minus 5, or negative 16 and a negative 5. Same signs, add and keep, right? Say it again. Same signs, add and keep. That's negative 21. Then we're going to divide both sides by 7. Tell me what negative 21 divided by positive 7 is. It should be negative 3. Very good. Go ahead and get that down. So now let's do 21. So 21 is putting together distribution with CLT, combine like terms, okay? So we're going to do the parentheses first, because that's the order of operations. Distribute, multiply. So tell me what 3 times 1 is. What's 3 times 1? 3 times 1 is 3, right? That's a constant. Now you have to do 3 times negative 3x. What's 3 times negative 3x? Isn't it negative 9x? Yeah. Good. So let's break down the rest of the terms. We have a negative 2x over here. Remember, this was positive 3. And we have a 36 on the left, or on the right. Okay. So now we need to underline the variable terms. We have negative 2x, negative 9x. So we can combine like terms. So negative 2, negative 9, same signs, add and keep. We have negative 11x plus 3 equals 36. Good. So let's make a t and solve the equation. Circle negative 11x. What's the opposite of positive 3? It's negative 3. So we subtract 3 from both sides. Bring down negative 11x. And it's going to equal 36 minus 3. So 36 minus 3 is just do 6 minus 3. These are positive numbers. So it's 33. Now we have to divide both sides by negative 11. And what is x going to equal? What is 33 divided by negative 11? A positive divided by a negative is negative. Good. So our answer is going to be negative 3. Go ahead and get that down. Okay, let's do 23. So 23, we are noticing that the coefficient in front of the parentheses is negative because the directions say to distribute the negative. So we're going to do that first. We're going to say distribute, multiply. Negative 3 times 1, negative 3 times positive 3n. All right, so what is negative 3 times 1? Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3n. Excuse me. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Good job, negative 3. And then what about negative 3 times 3n? You got to do the negative 3 times the positive 3. What's negative times positive? It's negative. So we're going to do negative 9n. Good job. And let's bring down the rest of the terms. We have a negative 3n over here. And we have a negative 51. Okay. So let's identify the terms with n. We have a negative 3n and a negative 9n. We still want to combine like terms, same signs, add and keep. So negative 3 and negative 9 make a negative 12. N. Good. Minus 3 equals negative 51. All right. So let's make a t and solve this. Make a t, circle negative 12n, and then we're going to add 3 to both sides. Great. So negative 3 and positive 3 make 0. Make sure you bring down that negative 12n. It's going to equal negative 51 plus 3. So different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number. What is it? It's negative 48. Then we're going to divide both sides by negative 12. And remember, negative divided by a negative is positive. So negative 12 divided by negative 12 is 1. N equals what? What's negative 48 divided by 12? It's positive 4. Very good. Okay, so for 25, we have variable terms on both sides of the equal sign. When you have a variable term on both sides, we still have to combine like terms, right? We're actually going to do that first, but the way in which we do it is we're going to make two t's. For the first t, we're going to combine these terms by doing the opposite of what is on the right side, because we want to bring all the variables together over on the left side. So let's look at this one. What's the opposite of negative 8x? It's positive 8x. Good job. So put that underneath the x on the right and also put it under this negative 6x over here on the left. So now that negative 8x and positive 8x go away. Now they're gone. Let's work with these variable terms. We have negative 6x and positive 8. Different signs? Yes. Different signs subtract. Look at that as 8 minus 6. 8 take away 6. Which is 2, positive 2x. Yeah, that's positive 2x. And write that positive 2 because we also need to bring down the constant terms. So we have a negative 8 to bring down over here equals positive 6. Now we can solve this equation by making a second t. Yeah? You can circle 2x. What is the opposite of negative 8? It's positive 8, both sides, right? Good. Negative 8 and positive 8 make 0. You're going to bring down 2x, and it just equals 4 plus 8 positive. What's 4 plus 8? 4 plus 8 is 14. Very good. And then we divide both sides by 2. What is half of 14? Or 14 divided by 2 is 7. Very good. Get that down. Okay, last one. So this is as hard as it's going to get on your final. All it does is take distribution and the variable on both sides, where you have to combine those like terms. Okay, so there's a few steps to this. Step 1 is to distribute, multiply. Remember, this is multiplication. You should put this little wave here, the distribution. Distribute, distribute. You get it? Now, we're distributing negatives. It's important to understand that when you're multiplying, you're really working with Mr. Bob's cousin right here. Negative and negative make positive, all right? Okay. So, what's negative 2 times negative 5n? Just put it all together and multiply. Negative 2 times negative 5. It's positive, right? Positive 10n. Don't forget the variable. Then negative 2 and negative 4 make a positive 8 when you multiply. Good. Now it's just going to equal, let's bring down these terms on the right side, 6n minus 16. Okay, we have we have 6n on the right and 10n on the left. We need to bring the 6n over so we can combine like terms. We're going to make 2 t's. Let's make the first t now. Okay? Look at the 6n. Just do the opposite. What's the opposite of 6n? It's negative 6n, and make sure you line it up over here. Get rid of your 6n's. Let's do 10 minus 6n. What's 10n minus 6n? It's 4n, right? So now we're going to bring down our constant terms. We're going to add 8, and then it's going to equal negative 16. Negative 16. We have our two-step equation. Make a second t, please. Okay. You can circle 4n if you'd like. Now we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. And then 4n equals a negative 16 and a negative 8. Same signs, right? Same signs, add and keep. So we get a negative 24. And what do we do now? Divide both sides by 4. Good job. When you divide both sides by 4, we have one negative dividing it by a positive. So the answer should be what? Negative, exactly. So negative 6. All right? Okay. So go ahead and get that down.